All day, every day. My man Duff told us, the goon JDA. Day every day. Buddy Fudster Francois in the chat. What's up there? My man Recoil, keep rolling. Real question. How often do you guys do cut your toenails? To the men in the chat. The Goon, what's up, brother? Check your Discord. Someone just spammed a stream gift scam here. Recoil, are you able to handle that? I modded you up. Trim your toenails. Like, pull out the clippers and actually go to town on your toenails. I find it to be incredibly difficult to accomplish. Replay like twice a year, 3 times maybe. He says. Quarterly Idiot and Rampage. Yeah, I find it difficult, right? Like it's like hard to do. Reprint, bro. I say this because I just did it for the first time that I can remember in recent memory. Just now, because like I noticed that they were getting caught on shit. And I had to pull out the special ones that have like the angled tip on them. That you got to be careful with, because if you're not paying attention, you'll fucking cut it straight down to your fucking bone, dude. You know what I mean? And bro, I had to like use actual force. I had to apply actual force to get that lever to close on my nail. And then it went off, and I heard it hit the wall somewhere in the next room. Like a bullet. And I was like, oh my God, I better keep my eyes closed. Or put eye protection on or something. Right. Yeah, so basically, if my lady doesn't do it, this is the first time I've cut my own nails in a year, easily. But the first time she wanted to do the pedicure thing, she pulled like that regular ass nail clipper out. I was like, that ain't gonna work. She's like, man, stop. And she was down there squeezing that motherfucker, dude, and she broke it. She literally broke the standard issue metal nail clippers on my big toe. She was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was like, I don't know what y'all's fucking nails are made of, but it's not the same as ours. Like, she calls them talons, but she says it like with an accent. She says, you need to cut your talons. She walked by and saw him just before I went live, and she was like, let me catch you cutting me with your talons tonight in bed. She said it with like a Latino flair, so I immediately cut them. Easy peasy lemon squeezy says, what the fuck? I cut at least once every 2 weeks. Your toenails? So maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's because let me Google it. Why are my toenails like as hard as rock? Thick, hard toenails, sometimes described as rock hard, can be caused by various factors, including aging. Yeah, that's me. Fungal infections. I don't think I have one. Trauma. Like, what kind of trauma? Gout, maybe? I don't know. Underlying medical conditions. The most common is simply natural thickening of toenails with age. Let me Google it different. My toenail is so hard it broke nail clippers. Somebody on Reddit. Yeah. So the general concession from the dude community on Reddit is get bigger toenail clippers and thug life. I usually use hobby clippers, Rhea Prey, like my Monument hobby clippers, but my lady banned me from doing that. She said that was gross. Yeah, I use these exact things. They're like the Monument hobby clippers. Yes. Hobby clippers, excellent. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah. The internet says this because I'm old. I mean, a lot of people say fungus. Man, I'll have my lady look at them. I don't think there's any fungus on them. They look. I think they look mostly normal. I mean, this one looks kind of fucked up, but I think it's because I stub it all the time. It's my gout one. Typically, at least one of my toenails has like a black mark on it from stubbing it super hard. Trauma. That's right, Penny Dev. Recoil, have you lost your toenails before? Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. That's probably, you probably figured that's the trauma they're talking about, you think? Yeah, that's trauma, idiot. Oh yeah. Crazy that you worked in concrete. I'm surprised you can still grow them with all the lime and chemicals and shit. I mean, we did wear like rubber boots, like mucking boots. In Benny Duff, it's more fun to think like fear of clowns causes thick toenails. Stop thinking rationally. No, you're right. Or what if I am a clown? And that's why I have thick toenails. Easy peasy. That's right. Big compensation. Did not expect. Yo, dog, Kenny Boucher here, Next Level Painting, hitting you up on the literal best of all days, coming to you live from that Beat Slab in an undisclosed location in Central Florida. We're doing it again. We go live on the gram. Woo! So a lot happened over the weekend. Shout out to the Instagram, going live. Oh, where's my thing? Hold on, let me show this. Let me grab this. Oh. 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 I don't want to stand up. Without showing any address labels. So, post office decided to send me this many dice back. So if you're waiting on your dice, you'll get a set coming to you. It's in my hands. That's fun. This showed up in my mailbox today. Shout out to the gram. Right, Recoil? So it's a risk that I've known about and have had to navigate. So over the years, sometimes you guys might get a package from me and the postman might be like, you need to pay a balance due or something, right? And here's why. Because they have something called large flat, right? And they give you dimensions quite accurately on their website, which I fall inside of. Like perfectly. Our dice are a 1/2 inch thick. And they say it can be up to 3/4 of an inch thick. We meet every other dimension, including that. And so I've dealt with this for 9 years. This year. So I've been sending these packages out at volume for almost a decade, which is probably longer than the average letter carrier who's handling my package and deciding that I'm breaking the rules. You know what I'm saying? So on occasion, and I send it that way because when I have to send a shitload of stuff in the mail, it's like $1.30 per package or $4.50 per package. 400% increase in shipping. You know, and shipping rates have just keep going skyrocketing in the last 8 years. So this is the first time that they just said no and sent them all back to me, meaning that this post service here, like, because normally it's like the one guy gets it in his hand in like Arkansas and he's like, fuck this is not a letter. And then he like makes you give him like an extra $1 or sends it back to me because he's truly a dick. You know? I've never had the actual post office of the town I live in say nope, and then literally put it back on a truck and drive it back to my house. So now I have to go through my shipping software, see if I can get a refund in all of those individually, and then reprint them at 400% inflation individually. Templar's like, sounds like Florida. Right? Fucking the state of nickel and dime in your ass. Preposterous. So, anyone who got larger volume of their dice received them. Anybody waiting on a set, they all just came back to my house. So, that's fucking fun. Templar in chat. Mo's magic. So over the weekend, my lady got pretty sick. Last day of school was Friday. They had her like moving classrooms and stuff, and so she had to do it all by herself and do her job. And she got kind of overexerted herself because she didn't like want to wait for any help. So I guess she did, you know what I mean? She probably could have had help, but didn't. And so she pushed herself too hard and then got sick because some, little kid bacteria was already inside of her body and fucked her immune system up. So she's been super sick all weekend. So I've been just taking care of her. She's had to train today, do all sorts of stuff for summer school. So I haven't been able to do any work over the weekend, but just making sure my lady is comfortable and happy. Templar says it's America's nutsack. It's a nutsack, dude. It's strong, stretchy scrotum. It's a scrotum. So it's tangentially accustomed to fucking everyone, he says. Mateo says, what's up? I'm building that corn Lord of Skulls right now. I can't wait, dude. Like, throw it up and whip. That build is obnoxious. Not because it's particularly hard. It's not. It's obnoxious because it's like old school GW where they used a lot of like mirroring to build stuff. Like a lot of inverting and mirroring. Do you remember like the old Rhino could be built upside down? It didn't matter. So why the reason that's annoying is because you end up cutting out the same part so many times. So there's like no new discovery. There's like nothing to keep you engaged in the building process. It's the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. Whole bucket of same thing. My biggest advice on Lord of Skulls is all the smokestacks, like the 100 smokestacks that he has. Don't glue them on. Don't make that, like, put them all in a separate little container. Like the thousands, the little juggernaut heads that glue on everything. Leave all that shit off, bro. Just like just drop it in the box as you build them. Put them all on double stick tape and spray them different. Then glue them on at the end. Save your ass some time. You say, yeah, it's like a groundhog build. Dark Horse coming in on YouTube. What's up, brother? Shout out to the Instagram. We're getting ready to do some painting. I dropped a new video on Patreon today, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a big installment to the Titan project. So it's the cumulative weight of all the upper body torso tutorials cut down and put together into one video, so you don't have to jump around. So that's how we're doing it now. So better editing, more concise. Instead of you having to watch 4 links to get the torso finished, it's one. Skolin says, I'm trying to get my brother into this chat, into Instagram. Templar says, we're done with the Titan, right? Yep. We're done. We're on to a new project. I had to go to Chase today. Arthur had me go over there to do something, some of the thing we're working on. I got bounced, so I wasted a lot of time doing that. They said, you can't come here looking like that, sir. Then I had to go to Circle K, and then I had to go back out to Publix to get medicine for my lady. They have her on like an antibiotic and like a nasal thing and a whole bunch of stuff, man. She's fucked up. Snazzy says, new project day. Let's go. I lied. I'm lying. We only paint Titan here. I didn't say Titans. I said Titan. This Titan. That's it. That's what my show is. My show is we paint this Titan forever. Dark Horse, Dirty Mike, and the Orcs. October coming up on us. And Penny Duff says, pub subs, baby. Fuck yeah. Public subs do slap. That's my man Waldo's 80 months. Almost as many months as your oldest viewer. Oh, Waldo's. You're my second oldest viewer. Speaking of Titan, Major Havoc, the commissioner in chat, says, I managed to get a river caught up with the warlord. I did the rich golds on all of the panels before I put them on. Now I plan to go back and apply the bright gold. I'm just not sure where to place the bright gold. I'm gonna do some of that today, Major Havoc. This is your tutorial after all. And mostly corners. Ty winning the squanchiest of all viewers says when we going back to the non-hobo look zigzag sideburns. Any day now. I'm in my wizard phase. Skullman said trying to get him into the hobby. I have some models I would give him, but I don't want to invest too much on something he might not play. How should I paint? Any tips are appreciated. Golan on Instagram. This is one of the first times I got a question on Instagram. Normally people just like accidentally click it as they're opening the app and then they like leave as soon as they see me. So that's wild. Trying to get your brother into the hobby. Tight. First off, I would migrate to Twitch as soon as possible. You can find me on Twitch. You can follow my links in my bio to my website to Twitch. Next_level_painting. This is where the action is, the community. But how do you get your brother into the hobby and how much and how not to invest too much? The first thing you need to do if you're actually serious with the hobby is buy an airbrush. There's a gear list on my website. Every day you're painting and you're hobbying without an airbrush is a day you can't get back. That's step one. So don't waste time on model or money on the models if you already got some models. You need to get that fucking airbrush gun. That's a game changer. Dark Horse, who's the oldest? K.R. Quinn, the oldest man on the internet. Waldo says, I quit being a manager so I could not be stressed out. I can watch your stream during work again. I have a tablet sitting next to my computer running your stream now. See, that's how I know you're not the oldest man on the internet. You have a tablet. Karen Quinn doesn't know what a tablet is. He watches this strictly on his Windows 95 desktop. Nord Dog says, good evening, Kenny. How are you? Having a good day? We're doing all right, brother. Good class the other day. Glad to see you. Hopefully you got some whips for me. Francois says 57. Not even close to the oldest man. And Pendy Duff says, I'm watching on ham radio. Right? Request, no, you misread it. It takes tablets to stay alive. Major Havoc says, I can often make the start of the streams, just get dragged away for work at some point. So, Major Havoc, when I'm doing the bright gold tech, usually if it's anything angular or linear, corners. If it's anything round or straight, center mass. That's just a simple rule I follow when you're doing this type of, true metal metallic workup. Skolin, no worries, brother. Aaron Fox says, is YouTube not a viable platform? You can use it. You can watch me there, but I don't make any money on YouTube, bro. I quit YouTube years ago. I multi-stream on YouTube and have a body of work on YouTube that is prolific. Thousands of videos from back in the day, 2013 on. But the most amount of money I've ever made on YouTube is $200 in a month. Like, it's a billion hours of work for literally no return. Like, outside of this right now, someone sees me on YouTube and then they come to Twitch. Twitch lets me monetize it however I want, and Patreon. So, no, making short form content is garbage for me. 50 hours of work to make a 10-minute video that I make $6. No. And I'm talking like golden era YouTube. Not now. Like, Nordog says, I'm watching on smoke signals. Okay. You're trying to one up the fucking ham radio guy. JDA says 65. JDA 59 was 59 when he started watching me. Skolin says, looking forward to taking your classes when I have the time. Oh, thanks, man. I taught a class today. If anyone who's on the gram is interested, follow my links in my bio on over to my Patreon page. You can sign up for my course. I teach 5 days a week. Appreciate you, homie. Snazzy says, I'm watching on my rock that I just mounted to the wall of my cave. Okay. Guys get a little ridiculous now. Caddick Painting, what's up, brother? Jimmy Norris. Oh, shit. The mustache is looking fresh. Thanks, Jimmy. What's up? He said also, what's up? Oh, yeah, recoil. Bro, literally, like, it's like it takes a year for me to get a payout from YouTube. Major Havoc says, bright gold applied as an edge highlight on trim. No, I kind of smash it on there, bro. Kind of smash it on there. Now, the edge highlight, if you want to get more sophisticated, you go in with the bright silver and just go ping, 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 ping. If there was less trim, maybe I would be more concerned with like a clean edge highlight and all the trim. But not with this volume. With this volume, just make it look good and clean. Maybe a little pin washing, which I'm going to do. Aaron Fox is a long time ago, trapped under plastic, mentioned wanted to interview you. Would you ever do that? The collab? Yeah. I've collaborated with people, podcasts and stuff mostly. This is what I like. Kravitz says, I'm watching you on my smart microwave. You look blurry. Ray. Who are these literal Polifs? What? poppers. What do you say? What is that word? Through ridiculous means. I am interpreting the whistle of the wind through the trees and over the plains, sending my chat, but throwing birds. By throwing birds. Oh my god. Polyps or herpes, right? Who are these literal polyps watching stream through ridiculous means? I'm interpreting the whistle of the wind through the trees and over the plains. Sending my chat through birds. It's a good one. All right. Good one, Replay. Ty winning. Wait, they're a jellyfish that can return itself. So it's an immortal jellyfish? Reaper says, can you imagine being like, fuck it, I'm an embryo again? Bro, Florida's calling me? You know that's a scam. 100%. Any call from Florida is a scam. Oh, let's look at the transcript. Oh, not available? How convenient. Any promos today? We're giving out class credits still. Reappray or Recoil. Next month, I'm going to have our first summer promo. Got to get caught up with shipping before we get too wild. The painting Yeti, dude. I get any call I get from North Carolina. It's Chapel Hill. Calls me all the time about my car's extended warranty. Like my car that I never bought from a dealer, let alone Chapel Hill. That's 21 years old. There's no fucking warranties. I'm like, yeah, that's right, baby. The Ranger turns 21 this year. Time to go get some classic car tags. Okay. Everybody on Instagram, thanks for tuning in. We're going to end this broadcast. It's going to be painting up a Titan on Twitch. Hopefully I see you guys over on platform. Thank you guys. Exclamation point class. Good time to get signed up. Remember, guys, in the summer, you want to generate hobby momentum. So it's a good time to get signed up, take the classes, so you can be ready for tournament season moving toward the end of the year and then the beginning of next year. Let's get queued up. Lock into the obesity cradle. Here we go. Oh. Get my back support. Oh yeah, you know what? Look good. Oh. There we go. Can I make this better?
So is it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories. Was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing?
Okay, so it looks like
All for nothing.
okay, we locked in the rich gold. It looks like we started messing with the highlighting. But it could be better. Let's take this top off. Move some of these lights around. Kind of in the wrong place. All right, there we go. Drain some of this water. Disco.
Down from the heavens descended Chuck Norris.
If I stay,
What's up, brother?
would you run from me? If I go,
Where's our break?
would you be happy here in
Nope.
the end?
Bright gold. There we go.
All for nothing. Was it all for nothing? Those memories. Was it all
So rich gold,
was it all for nothing?
silver.
All for nothing.
Kind of light on my metallic game right now. This shit. Hold on to it. Not that one. Recoil's mom. Cool Moms Club Unite. Straight up bright gold. want to do is kind of mostly raw dog that real quick. Major Havoc. We're going to take this bright gold, little noosh. You see corner. Right here. Right there. It's round right here. Center. You see, I already did this, but I think it could be a little better. I think it was a little too nooshed. Corners. Here too. Yeah, it looks. See, we kind of speed ran it. And so, what's up, brother? Corner. Yeah, it looks like we put it mostly down. Almost all the places we needed. Just seeing a couple spots it could be a little better. Yeah, I think we left off here. So you just kind of catch a little bit inside of here. From this angle, corners, corners, Recoil's mom says, how's your girlfriend? Hope she feels good. She's downstairs on antibiotics and nasal spray right now. I think she's feeling better. Okay, let's get a little rich gold. So areas that are really big, you can't just bring the bright gold straight over it. It's not always gonna work. Like right here. So we're gonna take some of the rich gold, mix some of the bright gold into it. Just drop some heart pulls right here. See? Work that out. Hit this other corner right here. Even drag a little line right there. So this is kind of in between the two. You got bigger, thicker, girthier action. Greenleaf Terrain Studio says, have you ever dragged a little line? No, always girthy lines. Just spruce this up. Doing centers on these straights right there. It's a little girthy. So we use it in our mix. Right there. Greenleaf says, listen to the Florida man. R Dubs. Oh, what's up, R Dubs? Long time no see, man. Major Habit says, okay, I can do that with the bright gold. Definitely better to do this with panels installed. I see for a larger surface what you're doing. See, like this is bigger, so split the difference. Just kind of stipple it in. Right there. This side right here. See, showing a little bit more respect on these girthy frames. Let's get over here. You see, Major Havoc, we're not really edge highlighting it. We're just installing better shine. It's kind of impossible to edge highlight this trim. It's got too much texture. So we're going to probably do some spot washes. Oh man, Francois says, all right, one 1700s coats of yellow on the feet. It's finished. Yellow is one of those colors, bro. I told you there were some tricks to it, but you were like, I got my own system. It's called 2,000 coats of paint. Center rail.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Need to step away for work shortly. Looks great and will definitely watch recording later.
Let me get some strong man love in chat from Major Havoc, the commissioner. Thank you so much, brother. Agrippa says, I spent the weekend hand painting off-white armor panels on a War Machine model. Like all weekend? I'm gonna rinse. That's why it looks good when it's finished. I mean, you can do it that way. Yellow is a pigment, is all about what's underneath it. And you've seen me do it here on the channel. This is bright gold. I'm going hard now. I've used complementary color theory to lay it down. I've used just simple pre-highlighting strategies. Got multiple videos on using magenta or just transparent red to white as a pre-highlight. See, we're just trying to pop little edges out, enhance the gold. Okay, let's go back where we started. These big panels right here. We're going to use bright gold and a little noosh. Run that line right here with a heart pull. And then we're going to just do a few right there on that corner to brighten it up. Same thing right here. Heart pulls the corner. And we've used more noosh than we've been doing just to help the gold sit there with a little bit more respect. Now for the smaller stuff, less noosh. Right here, we're going pretty raw dog. Just a touch of noosh. Some bright gold right there, you see? Pretty that is. There. Corner, corner, corner. Agrippa says most of it. Yeah, finished though. I wanted to see how the P3 paints perform. So put them through their paces. How did you find them to be? Francois says, and painted grim dark isn't the same as just sloppy and grim, streaking grime or something. Yeah, this shit sucks. Francois says, I would totally use a different method if I wasn't trying to make it look like a rusted school bus. Now, if you enjoy the process, I'm not criticizing that. But in my school of thought, what I like to do is I paint everything showroom quality, like it's like right off the showroom floor, and then I apply the effect that is weathering, rather than try to bake the weathering in from inception. I find it to be actually kind of faster to just paint it like it just rolled off the factory line, and then I fuck it up. Then I beat it up. You know what I mean? Go. Loving it right there. He says, oh no, the process sucks. Francois. He's like, I do not enjoy this process. Agrippa says, grim dark should equal desaturated colors with pops of bright vibrancy, like vermilion and sunbeam yellow. Yeah, a lot of desaturation, less. That's really the major defining characteristic, right? Like a lot of desaturation. Blanche did really good with his contrast. Just kept the saturation low. This top angle. Adding that highlight, like I said, it does more than one thing. This was a mahogany to gold workup, and so when we laid the rich gold, it wasn't totally opaque. And we're putting this second highlight down, or our first highlight, our second metallic stroke, and it's serving two purposes. One of them is to help establish a highlight, but secondly, it's also helping patch up our opacity, errors. But they're even though they're not really like mistakes, they just exist because of the nature of our shortcuts. We're fixing that up. We're shoring up our foundation. But I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a little break from the Titan for just a second. And let's do a class. Francois. Agrippa. So two. The way I teach all my students is a basic color formula, dark, mid, bright, using our airbrushes, concepts of respect, etc. like that. But certain paint jobs and colors exist outside the lesson plan, right? They're more advanced. And so one of them, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this real estate up. So I'm gonna take this white, just paint this. Anything I plan on painting yellow, it needs to be treated. So I'm gonna do that white. And this will help you understand the flame effect. We're just raw dogging. Where's that? Where's my big ass? There it is. Now, let's talk about compliments, right? Like, so compliments can be used in clever ways to highlight things. Okay? So complementary colors are colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel. So like in a vacuum, these colors are opposite to each other, right? Like on a color wheel. And for some, and they share a color relationship where you can use either or to kind of like filter the other. And that also applies to red and green. You guys have seen me do videos on that. Now, saturation is a big part of yellow. So when you're doing a yellow and you want that saturation to be high, because it's like one of the most saturated fucking colors our eye can detect, you got to kind of cheat the saturation. And so one of the ways I like to do that is by getting transparent red involved. Okay, so this is one of my hacks for yellow. So colors are all bullshit, pretty much. I talk about this all the time. They're all the same shit. They're all the same color. Fuck it. Like, so purple is basically red. That's how I look at purple. It's also basically blue. And the reason I like transparent red so much, and also when applied to purple, is because I can really punch it up. But transparent red is chemically red, meaning it's 50% magenta, 50% yellow. And you can really see that, and I've done this before, when you water it down and you have it informed by white, that's what CMYK is all about. You can start to see that red is very different than a stock red. Look at that. Look at that, like fucking lipstick pink. Because I'm breaking down and showcasing what makes this red. So like most reds we paint with are technically oranges because they bypass the composition of magenta and yellow being like roughly equal to more yellow than magenta, taking it to like that classic red that we like to paint with. Which when you add white to, let me grab like a bold power red, right? So like a classic red that everyone's used to, that's a beautiful red. That's one of the best reds in the business, right? That bold pyro. So thin that out. You see that thing stays red no matter what. See? See right here where you can see our thinning. You can actually start to see some of the orange showing through, which means it's got more yellow. So, because it's got so much more yellow in it, this is what happens when you add white. Right? So you take some of the bold pyrrole, add some white, and this, that is our very pale pink, the saturated red. See? And when you take the transparent red and add the white, look at this, look at this. So you really see you really see that magenta. That's what I want. I want that fucking magenta. So transparent red chemically is dope at making yellow. And this is why. So let's just take some. Remember I said complementary color. Purple is opposite to the yellow. So I'm going to take the red and the purple and make this excellent, most excellent purple. And lay down as a base. Okay. And just to speed things up, I'm going to take the white while it's still a little wet. Just run some quick, dirty wet blends. A little bit more transparent red because I want it to be a little bit more punchy. Now, with any pre-highlight moving toward yellow, Francois, the closer to white you can get, the better. Okay, that's about maxed out right now because it's all wet. But this is just stock warm yellow. This right here. Okay. So just in this example up here, you could just take the warm yellow over the white because of the nature of CMYK. And I just raw dog that yellow. One coat finish. So any real estate that I want to be yellow, I can quickly reset to white at the very least. Get it to yellow and then work backwards. That's one technique. So now if I want there to be oranges or browns in there, I can go backwards. Right? And so Francois, you're doing dark honey mustard yellow. That's one way to do it. You can build up from the dark. But as you said before, 1,700 coats. That's the nature of the game. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll start at the finish, go white to the finish, then I'll go back and slide the mustard colors in. That's one way of doing it. And especially when I do fire. And that's just a warm yellow. This is not even a hype yellow. This is a basic yellow. Now, this is where the magic's really going to showcase itself. So imagine if I was just airbrushing these colors. Right? So I'm bringing more white in. So like imagine I wanted to do a yellow cape, but I just pulled out this combination of colors. I'm gonna stipple it up right here. Go back in time to this mix. Let that dry. Now let's grab like a mustard, like you were talking about, like a yellow ochre. Monument Hobbies in the house. Yellow ochre. Where's my sienna? There we go. Well, it's burnt orange. This works. No, I want burgundy. No. It's burnt orange. Man, I'm always out of sienna. What do I do with that shit? I feel like I just lose it. Okay. So now that you have all that yellow down, I can easily just go back in time, mixing my mustard colors together, and I can jam that in. Now I can do that with an airbrush too, very easily. Start at the top, especially the bigger something is, the easier it is to spray the shadows in. The smaller it is, the harder it is. But you see, I can go back, instead of trying to build an opaque yellow over the mustard colors, I build the opaque yellow and then just apply a filter of the mustard colors. See, there's straight yellow, yellow with the mustard. I think Everland Sunset is basically this yellow right here. Right? It's a super warm yellow, but it's still bright, right? But absolutely my favorite shit is what I'm about to do on this one. This is how I advised Rottweiler to paint his Imperial Fists. To brownish, gold, yellow. So like this. This is yellow ochre right here. Like that. This is warm yellow mixed with the ochre now. Want more white. Just do a little stippling here with moisture. So that's... And I'm going to take some of this transparent red, lower the opacity, and do like pin wash, separating some of this fabric just so you can see what happens to that. Ochre. So here, this is burnt orange. So what if I mix the burnt orange with the ochre? You see. Well, anyway. The whole idea is get to the final yellow, put the shadows back in, especially on bigger projects. EXE, what's up, brother? Lord of Contagion. This Lord of Contagion has been painted 1 million times. He's my glaze class guy. Now here's a yellow that stops traffic. Transparent yellow. Francois. So this is hard to paint over anything because of the nature of the paint. Reappraise says traffic doesn't stop for yellow. I guess that's fair. It's a blind traffic, and they'll drive right through the intersection. So we'll paint that over that. And so using color theory, look what just happened. So you can airbrush the whole thing in magentas and whites. You can actually just spray everything magenta, stock magenta, and then use white ink to highlight everything. And then when it's dry, you just filter this over it. And you see, the more red you leave something in the corners, the more like preposterously orange and red your highlight will be, your shadow will be. So that just kind of shows you the whole spectrum. The closer to white and mid-tone you live, the more chill it'll be. The whiter you get, the more preposterous, and the redder, the more saturated. So that's this method I've used many times before to illustrate just knowing a couple tricks about yellow. This is my personal favorite technique. And again, you can stabilize it by literally just using magenta, spray it down raw, let it dry, grab white ink, highlight that shit, let it dry, transparent yellow right over it. 2 seconds, bro. But you got to know about colors. And this is the more saturated variant. Remember, that was why I showed you all this earlier. If you use no transparent red and you just use purples and magenta, it will be closer to this result than this result. That was a little deviation from our regularly scheduled broadcast of Only Titan. Only Titan content. Idiot Rampage says that is what I do for my Marines. My Marines Malevolent. You have a chapter of Marines called the Malevolent? Is that how I'm taking that? All right, we've got this turret. We've got it. Let's grab some of the bright gold. Outsides. Get those shines in there. It didn't Rampage? I don't know if you did, man. Templar. There's only one Titan. We only paint that Titan.
Moonman, goodbye, Moonman.
Shut the f up about Moonmen!
I hope USPS fucking loses this Titan.
This Titan has hijacked the entire show. Tight. Ratswell says, "Why I wouldn't paint a horror army this way, that's for sure. A single model for competition or showpiece like this Titan, all about it." All right. We have to remember. Hey, man. Thanks, dog.
This is an emergency test of the Hobo broadcasting system. I'm on channel 62 waiting for a Hobo 6. I've been here for 6 days waiting for contact, nothing so far. What's going on?
Rottweiler, I heard you got your jerseys, brother. Happy, dude. Thank you so much. Rottweiler, I was just going over that yellow workup that you painted your Imperial Fist with. Turns out yellow is secretly easy. So we got to paint these little turret fucking... Ugh. These are nonsense.
On most nights, I'm just wearing my pajamas.
Luckily, we had to go back and cut Silver in two. Oh my god, is this the guy, Reapray? Reapray, is this the fucking arcade guy? The Kool-Aid guy? You're still waiting on the ham radio for 6 days, no food or water, Rottweiler? Is it him? Fuck that guy. It's him. I knew it. Bro, he's such a hipster, bro. Look at this little fucking, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Nostalgia chaser. It's called Buzz Lightyear, and he's like referencing Futurama and Halo in his songs and arcades. Who did he pay off on Monster Cat? Two days since he showered? Was he playing Halo? One down, 3 to go. Rottweiler says, I remembered the yellow game. Don't worry, I'm a Shaolin master at it now. That's right, Recoil. Who did he OTP HJ and Monster Cat? Rottweiler, you post up some pictures of your sick New Jerseys? They came in time. We were getting nervous. Using high opacity, low moisture. Looking for a heart pull. Always be rotating. It's Rottweiler, right? They were giving you a stroke. We don't know where it is. And then it just showed up in Ohio and then at your house. Got it. 2 more. Captain Banhammer, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend. So these go here. Those are sick. I'm glad we painted those purple. Rottweiler says, then the artist Opus prize sport box got seized by United States government and sent back to England. Got a sweet ass letter. I'm gonna frame it. Got to speak to the special agent for the Fish Wildlife Division. Can you make the shut up dude? It's crazy, Rico. I'll read the letter. What? But I found out Opus now has U.S. distribution center. It's over the weasel hair. Imported weasel hair. Captain Banhammer says, yeah. Use a sable, which is subject to import laws governed by Fish and Wildlife. Oh, yeah. Sable comes from Russia. We ain't friends. That's right. I mean, honestly, that's why I switched to synthetic. 2 reasons. I switched to synthetic because synthetic is good now. It used to not be good. But, like, people like Monument Hobbies have pushed the technology. So, like, all the brushes I use for Monument are synthetic sable. And I find it now to be better than sable. And, like, I'm not a caveman. I don't need to use like an animal to do art. You know what I mean? Rob says, I need to verify that it was not harvested incorrectly or something. Bro, how are you going to verify that? It's preposterous. Banhammer. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that Artist Opus brushes aren't good. One of my big, like as a painter who paints so much like I do, there's also like a money investment like ratio time like and like these deck cords, these blue brushes for Monument, money to ratio replacement, everything, just such it's the best value. More pigment coming in. 404. Well, Artist Opus does make good brushes. Must be that illegally acquired fucking sable hair, according to Michigan Wildlife Game and Fish and Wildlife Commission. Allegedly. Questionably obtained. To the point where they're asking Rottweiler to verify. It's preposterous. I know it's not illegal. I'm just teasing. And also, wasn't there like a weasel plague? Also, got the banhammer. It wasn't a weasel, it was a Skaven. Right. Recoil says it wasn't ethical. The Sables are Russian and had committed multiple war crimes against civilian, foreign, and domestic. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought a sable-haired brush on purpose. Captain Banhammer. Jason really talked me into it. He talked me into it live, bro. Because I wasn't buying it. And there's an old live stream where he convinces me to open the package he sent me of the blue handles. And I'm like, just like so skeptical. And just like, I'm like live being convinced and through using it. Or I'm like, well, dog, there's no way it can do this. There's no way it can do that. There's no way it can do that, you know? And I keep going and I'm like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I'm like, this is what we can do with synthetic now? What? So we painted everything on this mahogany that's not purple. So right now we're painting the trim part, and then we'll have to come back and paint silver parts. I'm glad we stopped and sprayed the purple on these, man. It's so much better. Like, look how much better that purple cuts. The gun up top, and then we're gonna still have to do all these void shields. And it's looking so good. Exclamation point whip. We're going to do a whip session here in a second. Rottweiler, yeah, but check this out. If we get one of those weasels like she wants to. Wait, who wants a weasel? The room, forget about company legit stable from Detroit. Legit stable from Detroit, Michigan. Can have Mars' little brother. They would trim his tail. Can make a line brushes a week. Nutsack premium. Emily wants a weasel. On. Fixing the lighting. I mean, once we turn this stuff silver, it's technically done. Once we subtract is done. Only Titan. Yeah, where's the lid? Man, I'm always throwing this lid in new places. The lid to my wet palette. Where's the new hilarious place I taught today? In the drawer. I literally put it in the drawer. Oh, Z Chopper says that looks nice. Thanks, man. Damn it. So I remember. So I mentioned at the top of the show our little mailing snafu that occurred. So if you're waiting on your dice set, the USPS sent me this bundle of dice sets back. So anyone who only got one set, all this back. It's like 12. I mentioned it earlier. I've been doing this for 9 years this August. And when you send something as a large flat, there's always a chance that the courier that is holding it gets annoyed and they feel that it's not a large flat, even though they meet the dimension specifications exactly. Rules is written, they're within regulation according to USPS guidelines. But the issue is that the courier wants a large flat to stack like a letter does. They won't. It'll fuck the pilot. That irritates them. And they take it out usually on the person they're delivering it to and force sometimes them to pay difference in postage, like upgrade it to the next tier. I've never had this happen where that person who was annoyed was my local post office and they just brought it back to my house, bro. After they sorted it in the back, they just rubber banded it and they fucking had my mail courier give it back to me. Never had that happen. That's new. Florida style. Nord dog? Oh, for sure, dude. So that's new. It's usually like 1 out of 50 that it happens to. I've been doing this for almost 9 years, guys. So now I have to go into my shipping software. I have to request a refund. I'm hoping that they didn't charge me on those and scan them into the system. Because if they scan them into the fucking system, I'm out the fucking money on those 12 packages. Nothing I can do about it. Because there's no method for adding postage. You see what I'm saying? So what I need to do is like go through all those names and be like request refund on all of them, and then print a new label for all of them at the next tier up. And the reason I do it this way is because on those pack, it's 400% more money, literally 4x more shipping. So, you know, over the course of a big shipment weekend, you know, I'm trying to save a couple of $100. Now, they don't fuck them. Fuck me. That's what they said. So that just showed up today. Let's jump over to Whips. Postal service going down the drain. Yeah, your dog. You're on strike again in Canada? Bro, it happens all the time, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, preposterous. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna go hit the bathroom. I'll go grab a drink. I'm a little parched. I'm drinking like, I don't get it. I'm drinking like 3 Monsters, 12 Diet Pepsis, 4 cups of coffee, man. And I'm just so thirsty. If only there was like something I could like consume that would like soothe my parched mouth, like my throat. I don't know. We'll go see if I can find something. Rustle something up. Be right back. We're back. Nora Dog said try Twisted Tea, easy peasy. He said Twisted Tea. Idiot at Red Page said waiter. I don't think I can drink waiters. That's weird. Why would you say that? The Huff. 105. Woohoo! Let's go. Or vodka. I'm just gonna try this yellow beer. All right, let me jump into it. Exclamation point. Whip, but also we're gonna do a little giveaways. We've been doing pretty good giving away class credit and actually converting on it. Sometimes people win the credit and never do anything with it. That's fine. Sit on it for as long as you want. It never expires until I expire. Shout out to Major Havoc, Rottweiler, and Templar. Over $50. So right now we have one winner coming to it. And only about $11 away from a second drawing. Easy peasy it is. Rottweiler says it's those 82 credits I gave away. I don't know what you're talking about. You keep saying shit like that. You're just giving class credit to random people. Where'd you get 82 credits? This is a controlled currency. He's like, I have no idea.
Hey, are
I'm
you
just
Dirty
making it
Mike
up.
and the boys?
Your caps! Rub your dicks on the car as you run away! We are gonna have sex in your car! It will happen again!
Almost $11.
Waldo's.
And his name is John C.
Easy peasy. Exclamation point class credit. Let me get some love and chat for these gentlemen. Easy peasy. Have you ever drank 151? Bacardi 151? Havoc. Oh, hell yeah, dude. The Reaver looks like a baby at this scale. He looks like so simple and old at this scale. Bro, why couldn't you send me one of these, dude? Why'd you send me this nonsense? Bro, I would have been done with this in like 12 minutes. What the hell, dude?
Late but singing.
That's my boy, Rot Weasley. What's up, brother? We get some love and chat from Rottweiler, who's breaking my currency by counterfeiting. Easy peasy. Yep. He says he has had 151. I got obliterated on 151 in Colorado once at a house party. They were making those Caribou 151 and Malibu Rums from like that Tech 9 song. And they just had it like in a work cooler. Oh my God, dude, I had no idea what I was drinking, and the night got worse. It's one of the most prolific evenings of my life. Yeah, the marbling's pretty good. This guy's carapace really supports it. But again, the issue is the scale's off. And that's something I was really trying to be cognizant of and trying to be very subtle with ours and very thin with the line work on ours. And very aesthetically directional. You see? Because the scale is... I mean, like, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It looks dope. It's just that, like, this guy is bigger than a skyscraper. Like, that, you're just, like, taking a Photoshop picture of a tile and just blowing it up, right? That's not how, you know what I mean? That's not, so it would actually have way more veins. They'd be way smaller. They'd be on our scale. You'd have to kind of look at it. It would look almost white, you know? But, I mean, it looks dope. I'm not saying it doesn't look dope. That's the problem with the dry inlet version. Because it's really a one-to-one technique. Beautifully done. Rottweiler says, the way I do math is I know I have a bunch of class credits anyway, but every time you troll me, I give myself a class credit. Okay. Every time I troll you, I give myself a class credit. Banhammer says, went to Colorado, someone had 151 and shit got prolific. The Huff says, I got some purple and green dice in the mail. See, he got his, but his was, he had more sets, so I had to ship it different anyway. War Pigment says, I like it better out of scale. I can see that. It definitely is a signature effect. Templar. Yeah, he's like, so you owe Kenny class credits. Yeah, Banhammer. When I lived in Colorado, I lived in a smaller mountain town called Woodland Park. And it was a pretty picturesque little mountain town. But it was plagued by all the same problems all mountain towns have. Indian and Rampage. Oh, yeah, you did show me these. Yeah, these are great. Forgot about this. And mountain towns like this, like their economy is based on a mine or a casino. In this case, both. There's a mining town up the mountain, which is the county seat called Cripple Creek, and they're grandfathered in for casinos and mining. So that's where the economy comes from. You work in the mines or the casinos. I worked in the casinos at the time. And so that means you're essentially like, if you live in Woodland Park, you are 45 minutes away from Colorado Springs and like 45 minutes away from the casinos. So you're kind of stuck in the middle of the mountain in the shadow of Pikes Peak at around 9,000 feet, going up toward Cripple Creek at over 10, going down to Colorado Springs at like 6, right? So entertainment gets kind of extreme in these little towns, since all other entertainment is kind of so far removed. So like a lot of entertainment for these guys growing up in like who went to high school and shit there is get a keg from someone's, brother, go into the fucking woods and just, drink 3 kegs and get obliterated in the woods. Like that's like a normal Friday, and that escalates and gets more and more extreme. We had like 3 bars in a town where you know, in a county with 8,000 people. 3 bars in just our little spot. Bars everywhere, though. Captain Banhammer, bro, speaking of dice, did I realize I was getting like 800 of them? Yeah, I told you, you got more than Templar. OTPHJs are accepted currency. Rabble said, "What did you do at the casino?" Rottweiler says he sold class credits, baby. That's I was a cook. I worked at 3 different casinos while I was up there. I worked at this place called Bronco Billy's and was in the cafe. I got fired because I always get fired. I got fired from every job I ever had. Then I worked at the Triple Crown Casino, and they had 3 casinos, and I worked at all of them in all their restaurants. And then I got fired. How many OTPHJs equals 1 class? Like 50? Will Sark, what's up, brother? Beautiful. I love this yellow in a rampage. War Pigment. We just did an airbrushing class. Let's take a look at this blue. Beautiful work, homie. I'd like to see a not... Can't you give me like a picture of the front of them? Not super far away and blurry? Why is everything you do blurry? You said you tried Army Painted Paints and didn't like them as much. Airbrush overspray on the phone. Rottweiler's probably right. But so the town was I moved to that. I didn't move out there until I was like in my 20s. So like I was kicking it with dudes who like grew up there, like born and bred, you know what I mean? These dudes are party animals, dude. I grew up in Miami and we like partying in Miami was tame compared to this shit. Like these dudes pure white people in the mountain ragers. You know what I mean? Like it was out of control. And but you know, I adapted. I stayed up there for about 9 years, almost 10 years. And we were going to this house party down the street. Captain Banhammer says, "Dude, you put white people on a mountain and shit gets very fast." Yeah. Yeah. And it was me and my boy Dom, who was also my DJ, my traveling DJ for a while in the early days of Next Level Painting. Worked for me for a little while. We get obliterated at this house party on these Caraballoos, these 151 Malibu rums from a work cooler, like, bro, obliterated. Everyone's obliterated. I mean, like, wives and husbands at this house party, kids running around, people yelling at each other. Try living in Nebraska, Chuck says. This is when I was a Matador Rottweiler. No. Spread. Yeah. I mean, bro, I had it. Like, there was this one guy who was at this party who was like the neighborhood tough guy. And I don't care. Every party I've been to in the mountains of Colorado, there's always like the toughest guy in the backyard whose identity is whose identity is watching UFC and wanting to fight somebody. Especially in this era. in this era when like Spike TV was broadcasting UFC like every fucking Wednesday, like you know what I mean, Mateo? Some guy wearing like a tap out t-shirt. Try to mean mug everybody at the, you know, at the party everyone's trying to have fun at. Looking good, War Pigman. I'm glad you did your class, War Pigman. I'm really proud of you, man. Rottweiler over here. Let's take a look. Hell yeah, this jersey looks good on you, man. With the fucking comic book line, with the superhero lines and everything. Bro, I love it, dude. Wait, that's Mateo? Mateo is the tap out t-shirt guy at the fucking party? I don't think you've ever been to a party with Mateo. He seems like a party animal to me. This looks so good. I like to see the sleeves. It's got an American flag and the logo on one of the sleeves. Bro, you should give me a picture where you can just see the sleeves too. It looks so good. Chunk says low man syndrome. Sometimes, yeah, a lot of times it is a guy who's like, you know, like a smaller than average size dude. For sure. You know, who took some jiu-jitsu classes or something, or but yeah, there's always one of them. And I dealt with that for like the whole time I was in Colorado during this time period where it was really popular. I don't even think Tap Out's a clothing brand anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I'm not even sure that's real anymore. Like, it was like that, right? So, and these guys always want to fight me. Like, it's a reoccurring theme that I have to talk my way out of a fight with some stranger at a party in Colorado. Reoccurring theme. Like, I have like a playbook on it. Yeah, exactly, War Pigme. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm a fellow 5'7" dude, man. Why they picking on me? Easy Peasy was the town you were at called South Park. Well, it's funny you say that. South Park was only about an hour away from me. Like actual South Park, Colorado. On the way to Breckenridge. I poured concrete there. And my address was 300 South Park. So it's... That's real life. There we go. Yeah, look at this. Got the Rune and Forge logo on one side and the American flag distorted on the other. These are great, man. I'm so happy his team jersey showed up in time. That's so awesome. I was getting nervous, bro. I did also get water, guys. I know what water is. Banhammer's like, moved to Colorado, wrote the book on talking my way out of fights with UFC short kings. Ever since I moved to Colorado, it was like, I was a target. Like, you have what I learned was the psychology of this small town was that the same group of girls were being hit on by the same group of guys since grade school. Right? The whole county, 8,000 people. 2 high schools. That's it. So, the same group of men macking and spitting game at the same group of women for since they were in grade school. That created some tension for me when I moved in, because I moved up there because my buddy James had moved up there, and I was like, "Oh, this would be a cool summer vacation." So I packed up the old Ranger, different Ranger, drove out there for a summer trip. I was like, okay, I used all the money I had, went out there. It was like, yo, I'll get a job at the casino, work through the summer, it'd be a party, and then I'll come home. I lived with my parents at the time. Well, the summer was over, and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to come home now. My dad was like, oh, I kicked you out. He's like, there's no, like, I already turned your room into my ham radio room. Like, it's like 2003. 2004 or something like that. 2004, 2005. And the stickers came in. It's the fedora. Oh my god. Oh shit. These are so awesome. So the tension, I was already learning how to diffuse the tension banhammer from the day I got there because of this phenomenon. Because I'm a young man, I'm spitting game at these new girls that I've just met. And all the dudes who've been spitting game at these girls since they were in grade school hated me because I was getting traction because I'm new and I'm not one of them. And that I was a target. I was a target for like dudes were always trying to start some shit. And especially like, you know, where you're like at a place of, you know, where you're working with them all at the same time. It's just like a bunch of young people trying to date each other. You know what I mean? Smooth, the Smurf blueberry haters. I love it. I helped Rottweiler with that. I just helped him lay him out for a print. Oh, this is... I love seeing Ultramarines. And I wasn't even, like, good at macking on girls, Chunks. I was just not them. So, you know. This is back in the day when I wasn't old and retired yet. That's right. Banhammer. So, fast forward to this many years later. House party with the 151. Having to defuse unsuccessfully a fucking UFC personality guy fight. So I had to like beat this guy's ass in this fucking backyard while obliterated on 151, which is probably why my defusing tension word challenge, like speech challenge, failed. Because of the 151. So, failed my Fallout check. And then I had to get out of there because now the party had deteriorated real bad already before this. And we're like, we gotta get out of here, me and my boy Dom. So did I make him tap Mateo? An expression of combat. That wasn't that their logo or some shit. Tap out. Rottweiler says, "Was at his prime, like the Toby Keith song, as good as I once was." Also, my mom loves Toby Keith, and that's her favorite music video. Rottweiler. Did I make him tap? No, he had boxing gloves in his car. Mateo. Yeah, like this is like what he wanted. Oh, I love that video, Rottweiler. It's got everything. Booze, dick pills. Love it. Are you doing like fried rice on your flat top outside, Rottweiler? That's awesome, bro. I'd eat that right now. Oh, and a cigar. Nice. Is that a urine cup from the doctor's office? Mateo, tap out shirt carrying boxing gloves around peak early 2000s. Yeah. Sesame seeds, close, but no. Sesame seeds, urine, close. Yeah. So Mateo, I failed to de-escalate. I failed my speech challenge. Obliterated 151, and I definitely am not trying to box some guy half my size. I always try to. I have successfully talked my way to that multiple times. I failed this time. So I laid a beat down. And I used to teach boxing classes at the gym called Dynamic Fitness. So like, I just didn't advertise that. So like, no. I weighed like 298 pounds, dude. like it was I normally talk my way out. I fucked this guy up. Then we had to skedaddle. There was like 3 different families there at this backyard grill. All people our age, kids already running around, multiple like dramas playing out with like this couple together, but the kids from the other one. Like there was like 2 couples who wife husband swapped. Like that were at this, like trying to play nice in this barbecue. It was the most dramatic white trash shit ever. And so we got out and we walked to the bar because we were obliterated and the town's not very big. So we walked to the bar. We're like, oh, we're going to just keep this party going. Completely unaware of the fact that we have passed the thresholds. We are obliterated. Oh man. This looks so good except for the zucchini. Can't eat that shit. Ugh. Banhammer, let's see. Oh my god, look how much progress you made on these guys. These look so good. You fucked around and found out, Mateo. Yeah. No, wasn't my finest hour. It was a mistake. Yeah, he was carrying around like Mateo. I think he was carrying around like 10-ounce boxing gloves. And I was like, you don't have sparring gloves, dude? And he's like, these are sparring gloves. I was like, okay. So like, we get to the bar so drunk that we don't realize we're drunk. You know what I mean? And I have this memory, vivid memory of like talking to this girl that I have spit game at before successfully. And I'm spitting game at her. And she's like, you seem drunk. And I was like, I'm straight sober. What are you talking about? And I know 100% that's not what came out of my mouth. Like, but what I remember being so offended. Like, I'm straight sober. I am certain it was like, I guarantee that's how it sounded. I mean, we're also like almost 10,000 feet above sea level. Like, spit game, get rejected, go out back, smoke a bunch of cigarettes with my buddy, fucking pound like 10 more beers or some shit. You know what I mean? Oh, wow. Look at this. Rottweiler. Prequel, right? So then I realize after we're like 10 beers deep at this bar called like the Ute Chief. No. That was the name of my trailer park. This place was called Antlers. There's the Ute and the Antlers. Yeah. After 10 beers deep, now I feel like I've gone too far. And I was like, man, I gotta go home. So I'll walk back home. But first I hit the gas station, the Conoco station. If you listen to any country western songs, you know about Conocos. So I walk, but you know, you're doing that walk where you're staggering to the left and then back like this. Bro, I'm like swaying across the street, dog. Like, you know what I mean? And I make it all the way to the Conoco, which is kind of on the way. And I remember buying, you remember those big bomb burritos? Like it's like a big ass microwave burrito in a big plastic container. It's huge as fuck. Van Hammer trying to get to the 500 points of these ghosts painted in 2 weeks. Bro, these look so good, man. I love the workup, dude. Beautiful work, man. Oh, War Pigment. There we go. This is what I want to see. Yeah, this is looking good. Nice and smooth, brother. I'm proud of you. Rottweiler says the old sway lean walk. War Pigment. Yeah, those are good, right? So I got one of those. And I got a full ass Gatorade. So I'm gonna need to hydrate and eat something before bed. And so a bunch of other stuff happened. I shot pool, hung out, like beat some guy up, fled from the cops basically. And so I get the burrito, I get the Gatorade, put it in a bag, and it's only a block from my house. So I walk back to my house. When I say house, I mean trailer. I get in there, and that's where my memory stops. That's where the blackout happened. I can remember buying this thing, swaying down the street, opening my front door. That's it. Agrippa? Oh, I'm excited, bro. This is like the only time I actually blacked out in my whole drinking career. Mr. Noon, my attempt at NMM, help me, Kenny. Okay. It's pretty good. War Pigment, it picks back up when I wake up the next day. Bro, it's his 40th birthday. I ran full sprint 1 mile with a nail through my sandal sticking out of the top of my foot. Hurt the next day. Like 20 family members passed out. Slept under a propane heater on the deck. Rottweiler, I needed smokes at Speedway. Had like 4 packs in my truck, but I ran. Classic. Swallow. Oh, Captain Banehammer. Almost died 5 times in Goldschlager. Woke up, painted 27 goddamn nights. Got some boner pills and kept it icy. The Goldschlager incident, completely different incident. Much younger in my drinking career. So, I wake up in my, obviously, on my floor mattress in my trailer. You know what I mean? With the big bomb burrito in my hand, still in the wrapper, War Pigment. It never made it to the microwave. It's just totally thawed out in my hand in the wrapper. The Gatorade, I didn't even drink a sip, bro. Like, I'm parched thinking about this. It's just there on my bed. I didn't even open that motherfucker. It's lukewarm now. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm covered in throw up. I'm covered in vomit. Got the band number. The only time you were blacked out was Taco Bell drive-thru in Tuscaloosa. I remember throwing up out the window while my friends yelling, "Roll Tide." Big L. Yeah. I wake up like this, War Pigment. Face cracked from the dryness in my mouth. Fucking food particles all on my face and all on my shirt. Fucking pounding headache for like 3 days, bro. It took me like 3 days to come back from that, dude. All started with the 151. That's why I asked Easy Peasy, ever drink that shit? Only time I ever drank it. That was my evening. That story that I just shared with you. Only time I've ever consumed 151. That whole thing. All right, Mr. Noon, here we go. This is perfect. So, tri-blend, dark, bright, dark. That's perfect. It doesn't need to be blurrier than that. What it does need is an edge highlight. So you see the brightest gray you have here? You need a strong edge highlight on everything. If you're going to keep it dull like this, where it's not that dark and it's not that bright, then you don't want to go much brighter than the brightest gray you used. You need a crisp edge highlight. That'll lock it in. This will ride. I go a little brighter and a little darker, which means more reflective, but if you're going a little duller deliberately, this is fine. Classic tri-blend. Dark, bright, dark, edge highlight. That's all you're missing on this one. Now on the backs, this gets a little bit trickier. Right? So you still kind of want to tri-blend, but like when it's like torso or back armor, you kind of need a horizon line, which you kind of have, right? But it's a little sketchy in the middle, which is kind of cool. But you want it to kind of be a little bit straighter horizontally. But again, you need to crisply edge highlight everything. Now, this one is where it's a little dicey. So, again, on a big flat round like chess piece like this, the standard rule of thumb is a horizon line. So you kind of want to have a horizontal, like even though it's kind of a cylinder, it's not. So you kind of want to have a, you know, be brighter on the top, darker on the bottom, and you kind of want a nice crisp horizon line. The idea is that it's literally reflecting the worlds. Subtle. But again, the most important thing here is edge highlight everything. Now these are mostly correct because these are cylinders. So this one looks great. It's a tri-blend all over again. Bright, dark, and just repeating. And you want the bright colliding with the dark, just like you did here. So on this round part, cylinder, you definitely want that. The cylinder lines. On the front too. And again, the most important thing here is the crisp edge highlighting. With these, you can get away with some really classy dry brushing and then just crisp up these edges. Turns out the most important part is the edge highlighting. But says that's an epic night on 151. Bruh. This, we killed these to make paintbrushes? That's fucked up. Go boy, there's a tornado going on right now. Fuck, dude, get safe. Do they shave them and re-release them into the wild, or they fucking kill them? What is it, Banhammer? Do they have like a farm of them and they just shave them? How do they do it? Shave and release? Thank God. Oh, fuck. He said it's Russia. It's a humane place. Loving. Yeah, the butt hairs. Bro, that thing is so cute. Easy peasy. One day I will win with this faction. So far, 2 ties and like 50 losses. You're never gonna give up on your fucking G's to the cult. I understand. It's like 50-ish and 2 right now. You're expecting 100-ish and 2. Oh my God, I love it. You're just getting this done. Mateo, the treads, and the Cornwater skulls, and the Sorcerer and Terminator. The Thundercat treads, the Thunder Tank treads. Oh, hell yeah. finally figured out the playstyle you like, and now we have a new mission pack. Back to square one. Exclamation point class credit, guys. We're gonna give away 2 credits here in a bit. This is looking good. Oh, I remember this guy. I think I painted one of these years ago. Came in the box set, right? Didn't he? Trying to see where mine is. It's old. Not this. And how far back is it? I know I've got it floating around somewhere. It might be in a weird spot. Man, it's so old I don't even have a fucking folder for it anymore. Replay, you remember the one I'm talking about? Is he in my photos drive? I think he is. Found him. For some reason. He's just in this drive. That's wild. Don't know why. There's no folder. He's just floating around in there. Yeah, like 2000. Not 2007. That's too old. Oh, that's when the box came out. This is like first 6 months of painting on Twitch. We painted this guy using the 101 system. The 101 curriculum. Big shout out. Thank you for the memory. Just a clean 101 paint job. All right. We have two and a half prize drawings right now. Course credit. Exclamation point class credit. Get in on this while the getting's good. There we go. Mateo figured it out. Oh, man. So, yeah, easy peasy. I will never drink 151 again. Also, I'm pretty sure it was snowing the whole time in my story. I don't know why that's relevant. But I feel like it was like a classic Colorado winter situation. And I'm pretty sure I left my jacket at that party. And didn't even notice. Seems relevant. War pigment? Yeah, they do that all the time. People grill in the winter all the time up there. And you just eat inside. Last 50 seconds. Waldo's. We made flaming Dr. Peppers 151 and we used plastic shot glasses for the flaming part. Oh my God. This is a good jam. EX75, what's up, dog? We were just talking. Man's gonna cruise through this course. Waldo's, you got your dice? Oh man, sorry everyone else. We were just talking about it, Waldo's, when you came before you came in. Everybody who got one set of dice, it all came back to me today in the mail. I have to relabel these and pay more money. Madman. Let's go. You have your roll. Yeah, this week I had to... It's like double the work to resend them. It's so fucking annoying. And quadruple the money. Fucking stupid post office. Captain Bannerman says I can loan you all some dice at predatory interest rates. That's right, Madman. Let's do this thing. Thank you guys for your support as always. Waldo says, I think I have over 100 heretic dice. You might be the champion. Do you have, I think you have like every set, right? That we've ever done. And this will be our 9th year. So this round of dice was end of last year that you guys all just got. Van Hammer says check whip. Oh shit. Oh man, these PVCs look great, dude. Those are beautiful. Oh wait, that's not what you posted? Am I just way back in time because I typed your name? Yep, sorry. That's so weird that you were right there. You guys want 8 grams of pure dice? This is what he posted. It's impressive haul. Love the colors. They look just like your Death Guard. Uncut NLP dice. It's beautiful. They're going to bring home so many Death Guard wins. I love that they match your army, like right out the box. You know, like you don't even have to go shop for matching dice. You just have them. I'm gonna grab some dark silver. Oh my god, how did I miss this? His cockroach is completely unpainted. It's just sitting over here.
Down from the heavens.
It's fucking nut curtain.
descended Chuck Norris.
God damn it. One plus saves. What's up, brother? Taking your break from work? He says this working thing stinks. Yeah, dude. So I'm going to pull heart pulls over the brown. Kind of deliberately not getting full coverage. That's partially one of the advantages to the mahogany base coat. Ooh, that was close. I caught some bristles on the edge of the gold here with the dark silver. Almost got into the purple. That is going to be the money shot war pigment. Just using that dark silver. Let that chill. My fucking paper towel, it's gone. I'm sitting on it. We need to get these guns. So I'm really need to focus on this part. The interior. Well, that's sort of one of the advantages of having painted it brown, means I don't have to worry about max coverage. Just one, that's one of 4 turrets. There, one more whip. It's digital. What do you mean digital art? What are you doing here? Digital art by my lady? She made a servo skull? Well, I mean, what did she make it in? What am I looking at?
If I stay, would you run from me?
I mean, what am I looking at? Like, what is it on?
If I go, would you be happy
Oh, it's on an iPad. I see. That's awesome. Just like she's using like the drawing app, Procreate. Yeah, clean that screen though. You want to generate it so it's 3D? So you have it in the 3D app right now? It's pretty badass. You gonna 3D print it? That's pretty sick. Nor dog, let's see here. You could deploy a little bit more control with your airbrush. Like the side looks great, dark to bright right here. And it looks like for the most part you just did like zenithal top down on the top, which is fine. But you know, you could have treated each of these panels as independent panels and gone for more center mass highlighting, but that's kind of hard with all the chaos spikes in the way. So a lot of times I'll leave those off. This just means you got to go back in, and when you're doing your details, Nordog, you got to deploy some pin washing, some panel lines to separate those panels out. And that's easy, going back to your darker colors using pin wash strategies. So, which we will cover. So you just have to lift those panels. The same rules as always. Dark stuff dark, bright stuff bright. Agrippa? Oh, let me go back. Did I miss your stuff? Yeah, you said you posted something. What, did I miss it? Oh yeah, you posted yesterday, 2 days ago? Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so I started the time signature of the stream. That's why I missed it. Yeah, Nordog, you did a good job. It's just with box tanks, there's like a bunch of flat panels, so there's like other, so you can kind of treat each panel as its own object with enough control, but it's, you don't really need to. Just as long as you have good panel lining, you're fine. Using those P3 paints. Legacy model from Privateer Press. So did you like using the old P3s? I always enjoyed them. They were really good. Third class. We'll cover washing in the second class, Nordog, but panel lining really is an extension of the Trilite class. And I do cover it, and if you go to your syllabus, there are spotlight videos that you can look ahead and look at. P3 paint for the Kickstarter as a challenge. I want to see if they're still decent after all this time. Yeah, I always love their paints. Agrippa, this is awesome. Painhammer, bro. When we were at Adepticon, since like Elric's bought all their stock, they had a bin, just like a grab bag bin of secret weapon paints, and it was like all just like the least popular paints. And I was looking for a weathered wood. I was like, bro, if they have a weathered wood in here, guys. People were like, think they got Tire Black? It's like, no, they sold it at Tire Black like 12 years ago, dude. This is awesome, Agrippa. I'm glad to see the nostalgia of the P3 line. Oh, Caddy Painting, here we go. Working on that bust. Yes. This guy reminds me of the main character in Eternal Darkness. Pius Augustus. The video game. Yeah, Coal Black. Was it called Coal Black or was it called something else? Agrippa. Is it called Coal Black? And I love their metallics. Yeah. Yeah, when you take a picture with your phone, you have to push on the screen, make the slider, the brightness slider show up. Caddy Painting, and you kind of manually darken it. The Immortal Deathless Metal. That's right, man. We're big fans of Deathless Metal. Oh yeah, we consulted on this. Good job. Dry brush, it looks sick. Yep. Beautiful work. Wings look done. Oh, that's right. They had the black metallic. Forgot about that. They have a red brown metallic now. I was a big fan. But shit went down and we couldn't get them for so long. The power vacuum filled itself. So now I use mine in my hobbies. Like I said, I was at a meeting with the Steamforge guys at an LVO dinner meeting. They were like, "You ever use our paints?" It's like, "Yeah, I did." It's like, but I use the best, and right now the best is Monument. Not saying that I wouldn't use P3 or Army Paint a Fanatic or anything.
You gotta get swifty in here. It's time to
Oh,
get
there it is.
swifty. Oh, you gotta get swifty. Oh, yeah. Take off your pants and your panties. Shit on the floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with them. Cat, I think the wings are good. Leave them alone. Keep them clean. So our Titan is basically done for tabletop quality right now. So now it's just about cleaning it up for pro quality. Major Havoc, Rottweiler, Waldo's, Templar. Thank you guys for your support. Everyone else, easy peasy. Why not? Thanks for kicking it with me on this Tuesday evening. Where you pray? You gotta fire up D2R. Remember how hard we went on the fucking closed beta of D2R? And the final season of Diablo 2? We played it so hard in season 0. You don't own D2R? Did you never actually get on the beta with us? We played the D2 like together fanatically, didn't we? Mr. Noon says, thank you, Kenny. I'm going to sign up for the class. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You'll learn a lot, bro. I promise you. Oh, you got the beta. Bro, it slaps so fucking hard. I forgot because we played it so hard in season 0 that like they didn't launch with a ladder or anything, right? So then by the time the ladder came around, it was like I already played too much of it, you know? And it's not like Diablo 4 with seasonal content, but it's so dope loading back in, hearing the sounds, fucking seeing the graphics, bro. On like, you know, you can easily ultra spec that out. It looks so good. And playing it again, I've been playing a little bit on the side. It makes games like Path of Exile 2 and like Last Epoch, like, it makes them look stupid, dude. It's like your multiplayer online isn't even as good as this. Like how this game works. Like, and it makes me laugh my ass off when like the lead developer of Diablo 4 was like, can we just coin a new phrase, Diablo-like, and everyone came down on them. I'm sitting there, I love Path of Exile 2. I love Path of Exile 2. And I'm sitting there playing D2, and I'm like, this is better in every way. And it's exactly copied. Like, like, it's GOAT. And D2R, with the upgraded graphics and everything, man. Fucking love it, dude. I'm just playing. I'm doing a light playthrough with a barbarian, mostly solo. I did a little online trading. I went to JSP. Turned out I had 33 forum gold left over from the last time we were playing Diablo together. Traded up a couple of things. You know, showed my brother. Dude, did you see the screenshot I posted? Let me see if I can find it. Anybody who knows how goated it is. Anybody who loves barbarians. Right here. This was peak Barbarian, 2001, 2002. That's like the grandfather, Leviathan, Ariad's face, Storm Shield. Look at that. That's just the game, bro. I sent these to my brother because he played with me so much in my all barbarian fucking guild. And he was like, why do these pictures look so good? Is this like some AI shit? And I was like, dog, it's D2R. He's like, what? I was like, you don't remember the remaster? He's like, oh my God. What the fuck, dude? That Leviathan, Ariad's face, Storm Shield, fucking grandfather, dude. That was peak. This was peak. The fucking, this is my desktop fucking now on my computer. This picture. It's a fun romp. I need to 3D print that, paint that. Oh my God, we pray. So fucking legendary. So it's fun. I'm mostly, like I said, I'm mostly just playing a little bit here, jumping into games, bro. Party finding and playing with people is so much easier, bro. Like, dude, it's just such a better game, dude. Like, it's like nothing has ever equaled it. Like, it's just the feeling, dude. So I've been having a little fun. I'm like level 80 now. Just like finding shit, going on JSP, flipping some stuff. I love trading. I love the economy. So, Repray, you need to get in on this. We have nothing for another month. Time. Recoil, where's the raid going tonight? Rottweiler? Bro, do you remember how wild the beta was, though, Repray? The level 24 Act 2 meta was so wild. I got so rich on JSP from that. Because we did we were in the closed beta and they let us keep our shit going into the open beta. And we were price gouging motherfuckers on RAL runes, dude. Doing Countess runs. Oh my god. Bro, we were slinging RAL runes for 25 form gold. Bro, like burr runes. End of a season at 25 form gold. Bro. All right, we're setting up the raid, guys. Bring the length, bring the girth, bring the positivity. And there's new content too, Reappray. There's Terror Zones now. So there's been a whole patch since the last time we played in 20 years. All right, guys, thank you for your support tonight. I can't do it without you. Please consider signing up for my classes. I teach 5 days a week. That's what I do now. I've never been viral, never been famous. We just teach. As always, until we meet again, play on, players.